Hey everyone, this video is going to show you how to remove the antenna from the metal plate and place it onto the actual enclosure itself so you get better Wi-Fi signal. You're going to need a couple of tools. You're going to need a Phillips screwdriver, preferably with some magnetic end to it so you can pick up screws a lot easier. Second thing you're going to want is either a razor blade or a sharp flat object so you can take the antenna tape off of the metal plate. And you'll see why in a second here. So it's pretty simple. First, safety first. What you want to do is make sure that your power is obviously not connected, your power switch is off. Okay, so flip it around to the back. And there's 4 screws. We're just going to go ahead and remove those 4 screws. Once you remove those 4 screws, this back plate should come right off. Okay? And then you're going to see the inside of the controller box. Now on the inside of the controller box, on this socket end, this is a plate here, and we're going to have to remove this plate. So there's 3 screws that you're going to have to remove. 1, 2, and 3. So 1 on each side and then 1 in the middle there. So we'll go ahead and remove those. And like I said, this is where it comes in handy that you've got a little bit of a magnetism on the back of your screw driver, so that, or your bit. So that's the first one. Second one. And the third one here. All right. So now that you've removed the screws from there, you can see that this bracket, this back power socket plate can move now. Right? There's still a few more screws to remove. So there's this back plate here. There's going to be 4 screws in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 on each corner. Go ahead and remove that. Now you do want to take care to not unplug anything unnecessarily with the cabling here, so please take your time when you're doing this. And then the last one here. Now, once you remove that, you'll notice that basically the whole unit can come out of the internal units, or the internal guts comes right out. But what you want to do is, we want to get to this side of the controller. And so if you flip your socket plate over, you'll see we have the PCB here. We've got the PCB here. We've got the Wi-Fi module here, and then we've got this black antenna here. So this is the culprit that's been causing all the issues here. And what happened, as you guys know, is that the factory had taped this right onto the back of this metal plate, which is definitely no-no. And so what we want to do now is we want to peel this back. Now, this one's been removed once already, so it's a little bit easier, but you'll find on yours that you're going to need to get right under this, this tape. And so I would just kind of slowly get in there and work it up a little bit. Now, it's very important that you follow this step, because what can end up happening is if you pull this too fast or too quickly, it literally could rip off this part of the antenna, and this tape is a part of the antenna itself. So you don't want to do that. And so again, work both ends so that you can get it lifted properly. And then it's really just a matter of slowly peeling it off there. And you may want to keep using your razor blade to get in there and work that up there. Okay. Perfect. And once it's removed, you can see, it's literally just a wire, and then you've got the extension of that antenna here. Okay, so we're going to move this to a place that's a lot better than this place. And so now you basically, in order to place this antenna in a better place, or the recommended, or the to-spec place, I guess, you're going to have to place it back into the enclosure here. So what we're going to do is, again, we are going to place this back in to the box, like so. Okay. And keep this, I'm going to place it back into the box like so. Sorry if you didn't see that there. I've lined everything up again with this front end. Okay. You want to keep your socket plate up here. And what you want to do now is you want to take this antenna here and you want to place it right here. Okay. So I don't know if you guys at home, you should be able to count them, but you've got a small square, a bigger rectangle. It's the second rectangle that the antenna is supposed to be on here. And so you can literally just put that down there, press it down a little bit, fingers, and there you have it. That is where the antenna is supposed to be. Okay, so now we can essentially start reassembling that, or reassembling this this enclosure. Just double check that the antenna hasn't come off here as well. So if you are looking down at this, there should be a fit on there. It should be loose, you can pivot, but it definitely shouldn't come off easily. So just make sure that again it's on there. Do not remove this antenna end off that board. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to reassemble it now. Okay, so we can fold the socket over again. Okay. And line up the holes again. Okay. And then we can start screwing everything back in. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this metal front plate here. Again, this is where this magnet comes in handy here. Otherwise, you're going to start to lose some screws, and it's definitely going to be a little bit more difficult. Okay, now we're just gonna replace the 3 screws from the back socket plate here. And 1 on each side, and then 1 in the middle. There is an extra hole. If you notice, there's an extra hole for a screw there. That hole actually, we never ended up using that screw. It wasn't needed. So here's your 3rd one. Just make sure when you're screwing in that obviously you're not applying too much pressure to the screw itself, because you are screwing into plastic, which you could easily tear the threads. So now that we've got that back on, I would just double check, make sure that you haven't loosened any cables in there. It is pretty tough for those cables to come off, but that's a good idea just to check there. Okay, and now we just have to put this plate back on here. I'm just going to make some adjustments here to make sure it's nice, snug. And then replace these 4 screws here. And then on these last back screws here, I just make sure everything's nice and aligned to here again. Okay, so the 2 last screws here, I'm just going to place them in there and screw them down. And just make sure that you're not doing it too tight, so that you don't want to end up stripping those plastic there. And that's it. Now you've got way better Wi-Fi from where your antenna used to be and to where it is now. Thanks a lot, guys. Hope this really, really helped you.